Hello, Jim Baker here from Monta Baker Tax Consultants. Today I'm Today I'm making a video about the streamlined filing compliance procedures. So this video is for you if you have not filed tax returns or FBAR reports for prior years, and you want to get right with the IRS. Ideally, you didn't know. It's actually a requirement that you didn't know you had to file. So if you didn't know you had to file, you didn't file any tax returns or any foreign bank account reports, and you want to get clean with the IRS, this is the way to do it. And these are the procedures to do it so that you can file without penalties, because many of these informational forms have very heavy penalties, and they're really can be expensive to get back on track. $10,000 minimum penalties for each form, especially the FBAR penalties. They're pretty heavy as well. So I'm just going straight from the IRS website. I think it's the best source to have a lot of good information. I'll probably write an article about it too, just getting to the main points, but we know who it's for. This is for people who haven't filed returns. It's ideally for people who lived outside the US. That's who it was set up for, and it was meant as like a supplement to the offshore voluntary disclosure initiative, which I believe has been closed since, as of the making of this video, it's closed. So this is the option that remains. So you can see here the purpose. It's a streamlined procedure for filing amended or delinquent returns. Terms for resolving tax and penalty procedures are better. And then the terms for resolving tax obligations are a little more flexible as well. They basically work with you and help you on this because you're coming forward. So again, they expanded who's eligible for the streamlined filing, and the main changes here, because they changed in 2014, so it's not super new, but the extension of the eligibility U.S. taxpayers residing in the U.S., which is big. That's a huge addition, because some people move to the U.S. and then through the old rules, they wouldn't have been like if you've been a citizen living in Italy your whole life and you moved to the U.S. and learned about this. Since you're in the U.S., you wouldn't have been able to do this, but now you can. I guess technically, if people who have been in the U.S. their whole lives can do it too, it's really more designed for foreign assets. So it would be like someone who lives in the U.S. who has a foreign corporation that they never reported or never disclosed, or foreign bank accounts and things like that they didn't know they had to disclose their foreign stuff. I'm not sure if anyone's had success doing it for just their U.S. business that they didn't know they had to file taxes for, because I think the IRS is going to say you probably should have known. It's not, taxes aren't like something no one talks about here. And cool, they got rid of this risk assessment process and a tax threshold. So I guess you had to have a tax liability. So the eligibility. The first and biggest thing is you have to certify that your conduct wasn't willful. So, including FBARs, you have to certify that it was just an accident you didn't know. Non-willful conduct is conduct that is due to negligence, inadvertence, or mistake, or conduct that is a result of good faith misunderstanding of the requirements of the law. So, they're including negligence in there. So, if you would say you were negligent, you didn't know what was going on, I guess that counts. Again, I haven't actually filed a U.S. based one before, but interesting to hear if anyone has had success with that. I'll do some more research on that. So if you're under civil examination, if they're auditing you, civil examinations for informational forms for like 5471 or 5472 forms that you didn't file, you wouldn't really be a 5472, but 5471 forms. Yeah, if they're examining you or auditing you or even issued a penalty, you're not eligible to do this. And this note, if you have filed delinquent amended returns, so if you filed an amended return with your 5471 or an original return with your 5471, but it was late and they gave you a penalty, you can't file this to put more information and get the penalty paid. You have to actually pay that penalty. And you need a tax ID. That's fine. So the procedures. General treatment. Yeah, so the general treatment it will be processed like any other return you submit. You won't get acknowledgement return receipt with and there's no closing agreement or anything. So you're just filing returns, and you have to put certain wording on the returns and include certain information, and that's fine. You can read more about this. I'll put the link here. And yeah, there's some coordination between the offshore voluntary disclosure program. So yeah, a taxpayer seeking treatment does not need to opt out of the offshore program, but will be required to certify that everything was due to non-willful conduct. Same information. And more info on this, really, you have to file like the last 5 or 6 years of your foreign bank account reports, and that's if you have a foreign bank account with the value greater than $10,000 at any time during the year. You have to disclose it to the IRS. It was Form 114. No, it was Form 90-221, but now it's Form 114. It's a Treasury form, not an IRS form. And then you have to report the last 3 years of tax returns. I think the last 3 years of unfiled returns. So you can read this to see if you qualify for the program. If you're going to actually go through the program, it's recommended that you work with a professional to make sure you file all the forms right. Otherwise, you could really get crushed with penalties if you file it wrong and they come after you. So, reach out to us. Comment if you have any questions. If you're going to be bold and do it yourself, that's fine. You reach out to us if you want some help with this. Support at mbtaxconsultants.com. And as always, if this video was helpful, please subscribe, click the like buttons. I guess they're below or whatever. And appreciate you guys coming by. Let us know if there's anything else we can help with, or if you want any other kind of video. Happy to make them. Thanks.